Hey, fourth graders at small school. My name is meteorologist Mike Slifer. I am part of the team of meteorologists at News Center, Maine. Thank you so much for reaching out to me to help with the distance learning that we're doing right now. I wanted to go over some of the basics of weather and do a fun little experiment with you that you can do in your own kitchen. So first, let's start with what I do. My job is to go on the news and tell you the weather. Here's a clip of that. You've got that right. Todd this morning called it festive snow, and I agree with that. Not too many issues anticipated with this, although I will say that if you are out driving, there could be some localized slick spots and maybe some reduced visibility. There's the snow showers moving in across upstate New York. We've got snow falling in the Berkshires, the Green Mountains, the White Mountains, and in southern Maine. We're going to zoom in a little bit closer here to York, Cumberland, southern Oxford counties. A little bit more impressive right now heading towards Sebago. So that's what I do on a day-to-day basis.
But rain does return for the end of the week and maybe some mountain mix. The details coming up next.
I'm the one who makes the forecasts. I'm the one who tells the forecasts. So I do the behind-the-scenes work and the stuff on air too. I make the graphics, and everybody on our team does that by themselves. Part of that is knowing how the weather works. There are a lot of different things that we look at. We look at some computer models like this. And we look at current observations like the radar, like this. In Maine, there is some snow falling closer to Bethel, Rumford, and these are the things that the tools that we use to do our jobs every day. And of course, a big part of that too is being on air. All of us went to school to become atmospheric scientists and meteorologists, so we all have degrees in meteorology, and we enjoy the weather. All of us are weather geeks. We all like snow and thunderstorms and any type of weather. And I think we all really like those 70-degree sunny days too. A big piece of the weather is knowing exactly what different pressure means. For example, we will see high pressure sometimes, and sometimes we'll see low pressure. If you look at this map here, the high pressure is the big blue H that you see. The low pressure is the big red L. And usually when we have high pressure around, we have nice, calm, quiet weather. When we have low pressure around, that's when we tend to see stormy conditions, rain and snow, and we end up with those gloomy days. So these are big players in making the forecast. And of course, a big question is, how can we see pressure? Visualizing pressure is something that is hard to do. So I've come up with this little experiment that you can do in your own kitchen. Let's get started on that. So the ingredients that you're going to need to do this are a jug of some sort. It can be a water bottle, it can be an empty milk bottle like what I'm using. Any type of bottle will work. It doesn't have to be clear. I just like to use a clear one so I can see what's going on. You will also need a rubber band, a rubber glove or a balloon, a little bit of vinegar. Any kind will do, but white vinegar does work rather well, and a little bit of baking soda. And so we're going to start with the control. When you do a science experiment, you start with your control group, and that's this that you see right here. It's our empty bottle with the glove on top of it, a latex glove that I'm using. And you'll notice that the glove doesn't do anything. It just kind of flops over. So this is how we know that when we add the baking soda and vinegar into the bottle, we are actually going to end up making a pressurized chamber. And what happens here is the baking soda and vinegar are going to interact with each other and let off a bunch of gas. And that increase in gas is going to increase the pressure, and that's going to fill the balloon up with air. So here's how it's going to work. You take your bottle and you pour in just a little bit of vinegar. We don't need a lot for this experiment to work. If you use too much, it gets messy quickly. The best way that I have found to do this is to fill one of the fingertips of the gloves with just a little bit of baking soda and twist it off. And then you can put the glove over the top of the bottle, put the rubber band around it, and once that's nice and tight, all you got to do is lift the glove up. That's going to allow the baking soda to fall into the vinegar. And next thing you know, you'll end up with a result just like this. Pretty cool, right? I have to say this is one of my favorite experiments that you can do in the kitchen, and it's especially nice because it uses ingredients that pretty much everybody has just lying around the house, so you don't need anything special to make this happen, and it really helps you see how that pressure works. So if you liked this, maybe we'll be able to do more of these in the future, but for now, I'm News Center Maine's meteorologist Mike Slifer. Thank you again, and I hope everybody stays safe and healthy.